Hi everybody, this is Kathy. Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you out of Eric's own mouth that he wishes he would have just taken off with Timmy. And the reason he didn't is because he thought he would be charged with kidnapping. And I knew this. I knew that he was sorry that he brought him back on that Friday. Remember on the porch where he saw BJ in the camper and stuff? I knew he always regretted bringing Timmy back on that day, but he was getting pressure from everybody, including the chat, that, hey, Timmy's been gone a long time, bring him home. Betty was saying that Lorraine misses Timmy, bring him home. Everybody was saying, you got to bring him home. He's been with you too long. And he did, and he regretted it, and I could see it. I'm going to show you out of his own mouth today, Eric saying he would have just taken off with him, like I said, but he thought he'd be charged with kidnapping, and they called the police. So anyway, we're going to start out where this is August 24th. This is in the last stretch. He has booked, hold on a second. He has booked tickets for, and now this is Sunday, August 24th. He had already been in the Airbnb for 3 days in Odd West, Virginia. He came home on this Sunday, the 24th. He's going to turn right back around, and tomorrow he's going to start with all that BJ needs to go, restraining order, eviction notice, all that nonsense. So anyway, this is a day before he starts his crusade to get Timmy. And he's already planned on picking up his friends. Let's see, that would be 10 days from now. He's on September 3rd. He's going to pick up Douche, also known as Mark, because he's going to come in, and Robert Mass from Idaho, he's going to come in. He's already knows on this day, Sunday the 24th, that a few things. He is bringing his friends in 10 days from now on September 3rd. They're going to fly into that Airbnb. He knows in those 3 days he's going to go take the trip with the Amish. And then he is telling you he's very excited because Timmy gets to come home right after that on Saturday the 6th. He's going to come back to Georgia. So now remember, the 5th, Friday the 5th, is when the big blow up happened on the porch, when he came back with Robert Mass and all that. So this is where the story kind of starts, the last 2 weeks. And it's going to go right up until the day after they took Timmy. The state took him. Then Eric says he wishes he would have just grabbed him. All right, so let's listen to this clip that I have here from August 24th. This is Dad Talk, and he's just very excited. Let's see what he's got to say here.
We give them plenty to work with.
And
they base themselves off a lot of what we...
First of all, he's going to say that he's offering the service for dads to call in and tell their story, but they got to pay $25 each to talk to them.
So if you guys could help with that, it would be amazing. I do have, for people that would like to meet, you can go sign up to get meetings with me on dadtalktoday.com. It is a paid service, okay, because I will have to take away time from whatever I'm doing to do this. I used to do it for free all the time, guys, and what happened? I never got anything done. And then I didn't get my bills at the end of the month. So that's one of the things, like, if you really want the time and want to talk to me, it's there if you'd like to. Other than that, I'm going to be making my trips up to West Virginia. Hopefully I have Mr. Timmy with me here soon. Dwayne's wife got to meet him for a FaceTime.
Yeah.
She enjoyed that, didn't she?
Oh, yeah. She talks about it to this day. I'm trying to find...
It was a week ago.
Hang on.
She talks about it to this day.
Yeah, she got to talk.
Yeah.
Popped up on screen. But yeah.
Shows the Timmy
talk with them,
time.
It was, still talks about it. I think it was in a couple weeks, but
still talks about it.
Yeah, it was cool
to this day.
Chat with them and all that, and really brighten your day.
Yeah.
Anybody that loves or meets Timmy would love him. I mean, he is his personality is addictive. Like, you just want to be around it. It's infectious. He's a handful now.
He's a handful.
He's a handful, and he's hyper. very hyper. So sometimes you have to calm down, Timmy. But
you're up here, you need to be down here.
Yeah, he's so excited to be out of the house.
Getting interactions, he's
loving it,
seeing the world, and
Which is why he wants to go home all the time.
I know. Yeah, and now I think everybody knows they can. Yeah, well, you're not doing the videos on Dad Talk Today, right? On YouTube, it's on your.
I'll try to keep that
separate.
So it's the first time I've actually really talked about it on Dad Talk.
Yep.
Yeah,
he did. He kept it separate. He didn't even say the name Whitaker on Dad Talk. Remember, he's just going to go to Whitaker's. I did a video about that. He's just going to Whitaker's in out West Virginia just to get a bunch of money so he could come back to Dad Talk. So no, he has kept it separate. Now this is August 24th. It's the end of the summer. He's just now talking about it, but he's so excited about this trip Timmy's going to, and his friends and everybody.
Go to, what's the YouTube channel?
Whitaker Family.
Whitaker Family, and they've got Facebook page.
Facebook.
Worlds are going to collide.
There's an X account I haven't got to do much on yet, but there is an X account. Instagram. And
Sniffy
got some more announcements coming sometime soon. Other places you can access it. Other things going on. But my plan is to have Snapchat, Rumble, everything. I want to set it all up. It's a lot of work, guys. Anybody?
We know he don't like work.
Easy. Come talk to me. Let me show you the real a lot.
This was a group.
Here comes the double sippy cup number 1 and wash it down with tumbler number 2. Oh yeah.
My pleasure, Julie.
Okay, so he's very excited about Timmy coming back with him on the 6th. So he's got, let's see, 1 week to get, 1 week to have that adult protection come in and restraining orders and all. So Eric's got a lot ahead of him, okay, but he's already anchored in that on the 6th, right, which is less than 2 weeks. He's going to have Timmy at his house. Lots of plans. So, as you can see over here, everything's all quiet and normal on Sunday. He's planning on Timmy. The very next day, he starts off with this fake eviction notice, emergency trip back. He's filing fake, he told everybody there was a restraining order. I mean, he told everybody that there was a eviction notice and that BJ was kicked out, and all lies. Patrick went along with it. So he was busy that week. He went 3 trips to the court to get the restraining order. He lied and said that BJ was driving by Patrick's house, tormenting Timmy. He lied about that. Then they went to the courthouse. After 3 times, they got the restraining order. And then he went on his trip with all his buddies, spent tens of thousands of dollars, no doubt. Anyway, that went on the trip for 3 days. And he told Betty, I'm going to be out of contact till Friday. Well, Friday he comes back. The restraining order got missed, and he calls off the deal with the house. But he's not done, okay? Because that was a long week for him, right? And I got to say, this is probably the most work Eric has done in years. Now, when the deal was off, and because he says he calls the deal off because BJ's in the camper, did he just go home then? Because he shouldn't be spending any more of the Whitaker pot of money at this point, because he's done. Just go home, right? Nope, he didn't. And I even said at the time, Eric's still sticking around for the weekend with his buddies. I don't know why, but he did. He stuck around because he had his eye on the prize, which was Timmy. Now, I'm pretty sure he knew that come Monday morning, hell or high water, he's going to have those adult protection people remove Timmy, Lorraine, and Ray. Okay, which did happen. Monday morning, there's Eric. He's down there, and he's telling the security guard to leave because all hell's going to break loose. And it did. Shortly thereafter, the adult protection came. They took Timmy. First they took Lorraine and Ray out of the home. If you watch those videos, it was a normal morning, a normal Monday morning, and actually, Larry said in the video with Patrick that evening that he was taking a bath, and they all come busting into the house. And Larry said they even came into the bathroom where he was taking a bath. Larry said, I had to cover up my privates. They came right on in, and they just barnstormed the place, you know what I mean? And then, of course, Timmy ran up to Patrick's, and then they all went up there and got Timmy too. Okay, so that was Monday. And that's when Eric kind of, the plan backfired because it's not the way it's supposed to go. But on Friday, the day he didn't leave because he planned on Monday morning, taking off with Timmy after adult protection comes and removes people. I think he honestly believed, my opinion, I think he honestly believed adult protection was going to take Ray and Lorraine and he was going to be handed over Timmy. But anyway, so that's why he stayed for the weekend. And he's telling it, according to his story, that he's telling on this Friday that the deal's off. BJ was there. They're just horrible people, and I can't deal with this. But everybody's saying just go home. And he says, no, I gotta see what's gonna happen with Timmy. Because Friday they're still at home. It's a regular Friday. But Eric was told to bring Timmy back. Okay, he's been at this Airbnb with all these strange men. We want him home. So he brings him home, and now he's having regrets. You know what I mean? Okay, let's listen to what he's got to say, because he's very transparent.
Wide open, transparent with you, because I was the reason for the transparency. One, that's the way I like to do things.
Yeah, right.
But I was afraid of this moment right here.
He was afraid of this moment right here. He really was. He was afraid of this moment, of the part where he's got to call this all off. And I believe it. I believe he probably was afraid of the moment where he's got to tell everybody the deal's off, because nobody's going to think this is a reason to be stopping everything. And, he knew that people were going to have a lot of questions. So anyway, he was regretting this moment.
That's the way I like to do things. Mm-hmm. But I was afraid of this moment right here. I really was.
He should have been.
Somebody asked if Timmy was with you. No, he is not. Another super chat.
I told her I was going to bring Timmy back to see his mom. And that's what we did.
Yeah. See, Sherry Harmon, $25. Maybe use the money and buy
okay, so he is
at least benefit the 3.
Regretting bringing him back. And I always knew he was regretting it. Because once he did the big blow up on the porch, do you really think they're going to hand him back over to Eric? I think most thing he regrets is the big blow up, and he couldn't hold his temper. And now he's got himself in a position where he can't go back there and ask for Timmy now. He just made a complete ass out of himself and blew his stack with the whole family. Yelled at them all on their own porch. And it was all his fault on top of it. Now, this is a video, I'm pretty sure, that has been deleted because it's nowhere to be found. Because he said a few things in here that really, I'm sure he thought twice about later. But I'm pretty sure it was still Friday, the same Friday. And on the 5th, the day that he blew up on the porch, called the deal off, and he is discussing about them bring Timmy home. There's multiple times where he has gone over this, where he's angry that they wanted him back home, because it's like he had him in his hands and he was so close. He was one day away from that Saturday the 6th where he was supposed to bring him back. He was Friday on the 5th. He was so close, but they wanted him to go back. And then when he blew his temper, I think he regrets it, that he brought him back. But he said they insisted.
Betty tells me that Timmy, or Lorraine, is missing Timmy. And I know she loves her son, guys. She loves her son.
And, it dawned on me the other day when I was doing these videos He talks out of both sides of his mouth. He keeps saying that all Timmy ever wanted was to be loved. But then 5 minutes later, he keeps saying that Betty loves Timmy. Lorraine loves Timmy. They all love Timmy. They want him home. Well, is it that nobody loves him or they all love him, Eric? Because he bounces back and forth on that. Remember, he just said that Timmy, all he wanted was love because he's never been loved. And then, like I said, 2 minutes later, he's telling how everybody loves him, wants him home. Go ahead.
I know she loves her son. Yes. She loves her son. And she said, "Do you mind bringing him back?" And I was like, "Is he still going to be able to go to Georgia with me?" "Yes, he'll be able to go to Georgia. Just make sure he calls her." I was like, "I will. I'll make sure he calls every day." She said, "He doesn't have to call every day. Just so." I said, "No, he'll call every day."
Saying whatever it
Went
takes.
back. My friend Robert Mast, who had flown out from Idaho,
Robert Mast.
78 years old, had a former Amish man that lived 4 hours away that drove all the way up here to see me.
Another former Amish man. Robert Mast, friend. Another ex-Amish. Drove all the way up there. And he's feeling ripped off because he said, okay, if I bring him back, he still gets to go to Georgia with me tomorrow, right? They're like, yeah, whatever, Eric. Bring him home. He still gets to go, right? Yeah, bring him home, whatever.
Loves her son. And she said, "Do you mind bringing him back?" And I was like, "Is he still going to be able to go to Georgia with me?" "Yes, he'll be able to go to Georgia. Just make sure he calls her." I was like, "I will."
So they're saying whatever it takes to get him to bring Timmy back. This is on Friday. They know this is not good. Now, on that Friday, this same day, Friday, there's another time where he's mentioning that when they went back on the porch, Eric blew up, lost his temper, called the police, wanted BJ removed, even though he missed the restraining order conveniently the day before. But they're telling Eric to bring Timmy home.
Other people say, I've always said, don't talk about their lineage. That's other stuff to talk about.
Eric wants to be the dad.
Anyway, but we got there. Larry was nice. She was nice. Everything seemed to be going good. One of BJ's sons showed up, and he didn't look so happy.
Nobody's happy with Eric because he just put everybody through a living hell this week. He had them all testify against each other, all these abuse stories. He blackmailed Larry, he forced Betty to get all this. All week they've been through a living hell. Then he leaves. He misses the restraining order, comes back, blows up on the porch, and no, they're not happy with him. Larry and Betty and Timmy, everybody, nobody's happy with him. BJ and her sons, no. Why would they be happy? Just put them through a living hell all week. Legal problems, howling the police and everybody involved. No, the family was not happy with Eric. Would your family be happy with him? Mine wouldn't. Go ahead, Eric. What were you saying?
One of BJ's sons showed up, and he didn't look so happy. Mark was telling me about that. He was like, "Man, he was pissed off."
Of course.
Like, well, it might be. He's got his mom out here. But anyway, everything seemed to be going good, and Betty said, Lorraine was just saying, "I miss my baby." I said, "Betty, I have been thinking about that." And I said, "He's been going. Timmy didn't want to go home. I'll tell you that."
Yeah, right.
He didn't want to. My thing is, that's mom. That's mom. Yeah. That mom, for 46 years, she had her baby sleeping beside her.
No, the actual factual truth is that you got no business hanging on to him, and it's not up to you. If they say bring him home, you got to bring him home. They don't have to justify it or ask you. But he feels like he's really going out of he's been real inconvenienced here.
Yeah. That mom, for 46 years, she had her baby sleeping beside her every single night. Right.
And so Eric thought it was just fine to break that of his, his 46 years of sleeping at home and never leaving home. And Eric thought it was no problem to leave with him for a week. I mean, not even small doses, you know what I mean? Go ahead, Eric. I keep interrupting him.
And I said, Timmy, you need to go see your mama, dude. And he said, I come back. And I said, you'll come back.
I don't believe this for a minute.
Today, not today, like spend the night with her. And he would ask that about 10 more times.
Yeah, sure he would.
Today? I'm like, no, you're coming back? Yes, Timmy.
Yeah,
you're
sure.
Back. He needs that reassurance, dude.
Now, let's just remind ourselves earlier this day. He wants you to believe that on this day, now Timmy is sitting here with his family. BJ is reportedly in the camper, although nobody ever seen. Did you notice that? Eric never actually saw her. He saw somebody pull the shades down. But at no time did Timmy ever come running to Eric. Never said, "Are you coming back today?" None of this is on video. What we do have on video though, this day is Eric screaming at everybody. Not once did Timmy go near him. At the very beginning, I'm going to show you something. Okay, I want to say thank God that he didn't get Timmy, because Timmy doesn't have to say a word. All right. When they show up, Eric was being nice, gives the chips. Douche is running the camera. Timmy's like, he's not asking Eric for help or anything like that. He knows BJ's in the camper. This might be a problem. But so far, Eric is being nice. And he said he tried. So they're telling each other, what's he going to do? What's going to happen? They're afraid of Eric. They're not afraid of BJ. Timmy is more afraid of Eric than anything. Now watch. He holds it together for less than 1 minute, about 50 seconds. Now he starts saying, who's in the camper? Who's in the camper? I have this at double speed, okay? Double speed. Now look, Timmy gets scared. He grabs the paper and he gets away from him. Because right now Eric's saying, who's in the camper? All right. So Timmy grabs the paper and gets away from him. And he wants us to believe that Timmy went running. Today? You're going to come back today? Today? No, he didn't. Because he can show you he got away from Eric. And if you notice, so Eric is up there. Timmy already knows. They all have talked about this. I'm sure it's all they're talking about. When Eric comes back, he played nice for about 45 seconds, and he said, who was on the camera? He couldn't hold it in anymore. Then he's telling everybody to call the police on each other. And you can tell. Now, what do you think Timmy thinks? Eric has got everybody in the family upset. Everybody in the family's angry at him. Everybody in the family has been through a living hell this week because of Eric Carroll. Okay? Now, this is that Friday. Now, he wants you to believe that Timmy came running, are you coming back today? Yeah, right. He couldn't get away from Eric fast enough. And if you noticed in that video with John Mast when they came on the porch and went hovering over Lorraine, how Lorraine took her cane and kept pushing Eric away, pushing him away with the cane. Somebody pointed that out, and I said, yeah, I saw that, and I forgot to mention it. How when he was saying, yeah, we're going to build you a home, Amish said so, and John Mass is there saying, oh, yeah, whatever he was saying. You can see her pushing Eric. All their body language says they don't want Eric around. And especially, you can see Timmy. Timmy can't get away from him fast enough. All right, there he goes. See, he got as far as away from Eric as he could. Okay, because now Eric's yelling at everybody. Now, how come he's not running and grabbing Eric and saying, today? And now he wants you to believe that. And he's saying, no. So he's got Timmy's entire family upset. All right, does Timmy look like he's wants to go home with Eric? You know what I mean? And they've been talking about this, I'm sure. And he said, Timmy had no idea. He thought, what is going on? No, he knows what's going on. He knows that Eric has brought trouble into this house that they've never seen in their life. See, he's over there. And so Eric's causing all this trouble with his family. And does Timmy look like he's going to run home and want to go live with Eric? No, he knows that this whole family's been brought a living hell because of him. And he pretends, I mean, you can see by the body language that Timmy really doesn't want anything to do with Eric. You just see it. And he actually opens up the newspaper and basically tries to put a barrier between himself and Eric. So if anybody believes that Timmy came running out when this was, and he said that too. He said when this was done, Eric and his buddy Douche there went back to the vehicle, and Timmy came running and said, "Aren't you coming back? Are you coming back today?" No, he didn't. Because he paid Mark Escobar, that also known as Douche, he paid Douche to film all this. Why didn't Douche film the part where Timmy came running and grabbing onto him saying, today, take me with you? All right, so yeah, so do you really think that Timmy is, I think actually Timmy is afraid of him. You know what I mean? He's sticking right next to Betty, sticking to his family, as Eric sits there and yells at everybody, bringing all this trouble to the Whitaker right onto their front porch. As you can see, Timmy puts up the paper, so it had nothing to do with Eric. That says a lot right there. Yeah, so he was mad he brought him back,
Timmy was with you, no, he was not.
He's thinking I just should have kept him.
I told her I was going to bring Timmy back to see his mom. That's what we did.
Mm-hmm. Now, Monday comes, and Eric is there with the adult protection. Everybody's getting taken away. And Eric did not get Timmy handed to him. And he's sorry he even brought him back. And now this video here, that is no longer available, except I found it on somebody's channel. And he's going to tell you that he should have just taken him. Thought he was going to get charged with kidnapping, but he's, like I said, he regretted bringing him back. Because now he can't go back and take him. And come Monday, now the state has him. So this is the following day. Monday, they took Timmy and Ray and Lorraine. This is the next day, Tuesday. He's driving back to Georgia. He has lost Timmy. He's bringing Mark Douche to the airport, and then he's going home to Georgia without Timmy. And listen to what he has to say here.
State officers, you guys, I do. When you're throwing, I never went home. I wanted to know.
Okay. And we know he never went home. And remember, I said, wow, what is he still doing here? Everything was over on Friday. Why didn't he go home? He didn't go home Friday. He didn't go home Saturday. He didn't go home Sunday. And he was still there on Monday. I'm like, why is he staying there if everything's over? Well, he thought he was going to get Timmy on Monday. So this is Tuesday. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't have Timmy. I stayed, and remember, he went dark over the weekend. We didn't hear from him. I don't think at all. So him and Douche were in that Airbnb Saturday, let me just double check here. Yeah, Saturday the 6th, okay? Now this is the day after the blow up. He brought Timmy back, and they're not going to hand him over. And so on the Saturday the 6th, he's still there, and not only is he still there, but Patrick was there in the Airbnb, and that Saturday, the next day after Friday, he told Patrick he had to leave. Airbnb people want you out. And then he accused him of destroying the Airbnb. But so on the 6th, when he thought he was going to take him home, he kicked Patrick out of the Airbnb. So it was just him and his friends. Then Sunday came, the 7th, And we didn't hear from him. We didn't really hear from him until everybody got taken on Monday. And things didn't work out the way he planned. Partially, it worked out where they got taken away, and adult protection believed all his stories all week. And all that stuff has, he manipulated the court into these orders and all this other stuff, manipulated everybody, lied, manipulated. But he didn't get Timmy on Monday. They were all taken away. And so this is Tuesday the 9th. Or it might have, it was Tuesday the 9th. So let's see what he's got to say.
Social media guys, I do. When you went here and showed me, I never been home. I wanted to know what was going on with Timmy.
See? Just like I said, he didn't go home because he wanted to know what was going on with Timmy. Now, they weren't in custody all weekend, right? They weren't in custody Saturday. They weren't in custody Sunday. So he wanted to know what was going on with Timmy. Why? Why would you want to know what's going on with Timmy? You just brought him back. But the truth is here, if you look at it. I wanted to know what was going on with Timmy. All right, now he's going to tell you he would have never brought him back.
When you're showing me, I never been home. I wanted to know what was going on with Timmy. I would never have left Timmy that night if I would have known. I had the ability to take him with me. I thought it would be kidnapping. No, Timmy's an adult. He's never been declared mentally incapable. I didn't know that. I thought they would get home here to call the cops. They would love to pin something on me, but Timmy ran to that car and hugged me for 15, 20 seconds because he didn't want to let go.
Now he's timing the hugs again. That's so weird. He always tells you how long the hugs last. You just heard him though. Now he's so angry and manic that he's talking a mile a minute. And so I'm slowing it down so you can hear what he says.
I never been home. I wanted to know what was going on with Timmy. I would never have left Timmy that night if I would have known. I had the ability to take him with me. I thought it would be kidnapping. No, Timmy's an adult. He's never been declared mentally incapable. I didn't know that. I thought they would get home here to call the cops. They would love to pin something on me, but Timmy ran to that car and hugged me for 15, 20 seconds because he didn't want to let go.
I just showed you that video on Friday, from Friday. Do you really believe after him and Douche left, after they called the police and the police called back and said, there's nothing we can do, she's allowed to be there, you missed the restraining order? And how come Douche didn't record Timmy running to the car? Do you really believe that Timmy ran to the car after what he just did to the entire family? And after you saw him hold the paper up and try to put a barrier between him and Eric? As soon as Eric started flipping out on the family on the porch, Timmy went way back in the corner, far away from him, over by Betty. Do you really believe, has anybody believed that Timmy went running to the car? Yeah, he would have taken him, but he thought he'd be charged with kidnapping. Oh, they want to pin something on me. You heard him.
Call the cops. They would love to pin something on me, but Timmy ran to that car and hugged me for 15, 20 seconds because he didn't want to let go. The only thing he said, standing right here beside me, was today, and I had started learning his vernacular. Batman, you're coming back for me today. I just shook my head no, and the look on his face.
Anybody believe this?
I told the whole story.
Then
he was getting a shower twice a day.
Now he's going to go over the reasons why. Now this will make sense because I've laid all this out. I've laid out how he thought if he showed adult protection that he gets bathed every day, he gets fed every day, he gets pajamas every day and all this other stuff, that adult protection would have just handed him over to Eric because he videotaped all this proof of what a good daddy he would be and how they should give him custody. Remember, they forced those custody papers on Eric, according to him. But yeah, go ahead. Anybody buying this?
Told the whole story.
Mm-hmm.
He was getting a shower twice a day. His head was
And why is he mentioning all this? Because he's in his head, these are the reasons that he should have gotten Timmy. Plain as day. He's going over the reasons why he can't understand why they didn't hand Timmy over to him. I did all these things that were in my, getting custody university playbook. What is it called or whatever? Alienation Academy. He went by the Alienation Academy step-by-step handbook. Showed everybody, showed adult protection that he has showers and he eats and all this other stuff. So he, in his head, he just can't understand why he didn't get handed over Timmy.
He was in the shower twice a day. His head was healed. He was clean. He was fed. Go back and watch that video.
Actually, he was clean and fed and all that other stuff when he lived at, when he was at home. So.
I've never seen Timmy that happy.
He just met Timmy. So what do you mean you never seen him that happy? We're going to go over one more time. One more for the road. And you can hear he was about to say, I didn't go home. I stayed off social media and I didn't go home because I knew what was going to happen. But he caught himself. Listen.
Stayed off social media, guys,
because I knew. He knew what was going to happen because he was the one, pushing for it. And then they probably said, we're going to come get him all on Monday. You know what I mean? Be ready, Eric.
Stayed off social media, guys, because I knew when you went here in the room, I never went home. I wanted to know what was going on with Timmy.
Mm-hmm.
I would never have left Timmy that night if I would have knew I had.
And I knew in every one of them videos from Friday on that he was mad he brought him home. Anybody else catch that? In every one of the videos, you could see the regret he had that he went and dropped him back off. He wished he would have just hung on to him. But yeah, one more time, we're just going to hear how he thought he would have been charged with kidnapping. Turns out Timmy was never deemed to be like incompetent. Nobody's got custody of him, which is funny because now that is really interesting now to think about it, because why would the adult protection bring him custody papers to fill out these guardianship papers to fill out for Timmy if he's never been deemed incompetent? You know what I mean? Wouldn't the adult protection know that Timmy's never been deemed incompetent? And if they know that, then why did they, according to Eric, bring over this giant stack of papers and present him with this guardianship proposal? Wouldn't they have known that he's never been deemed incompetent? Right, go ahead. One more time. Sorry, Eric, I keep interrupting your little story here.
I wanted to know what was going on with Timmy.
Mm-hmm.
I would never have left Timmy that night if I would have knew I had the ability to take him with me. I thought it would be kidnapping. No, Timmy's an adult. He's never been declared mentally incapable. I didn't know that. I thought they would get home here to call the cops. They would love to hang something on me, but Timmy ran to that car and cut.
Okay, I'm not going to listen to that BS story again. Anyway, so there you go. We'll wrap it up. Eric would have never brought him back, and if he knew, he could have just, absconded with him. Yeah. Anyway, he's kicking himself in the rear end, but you know what? Hopefully, I think it worked out. Probably, I think if I had a choice, I would rather have him in the state custody right now than Eric's custody, because I think the family can get Timmy back from the state custody, but I doubt anybody could get him back out of Eric's custody. You know what I mean? I mean, they probably could, but it would be, he would make it very hard and expensive. You know what I mean? Because once you got Timmy and you're down in Georgia and you had you built this case against the family that you owe a bunch of money to, But yeah, you just proved every authority out there that Timmy shouldn't live at home. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna wrap this up, and yeah, a little shocking. Anyway, thanks for listening, and peace.